Hey guys, it's Shannon. Welcome back to my channel. I have 3 projects for you today, all of which would make great Mother's Day gift ideas, as well as beautiful home decor using Dollar Tree supplies. So let's go ahead and get started with these 3 amazing but affordable projects. Our first project is a beautiful way to give an inexpensive bouquet of flowers more of a personalized touch. However, we're going to be doing it on a budget using Dollar Tree supplies. So the first thing that you'll need is a vase from the Dollar Tree. I found this beautiful lavender one. You'll also need some paint. I'm using some gold spray paint by Rust-Oleum for this, but you can use whatever color works best for you. I also have some chalkboard wood stakes from the Dollar Tree. You'll need a white painter's pen and some painter's tape. So I wanted to add some gold spray paint to the bottom of this vase to just give it more of a custom look. And to do that, I used some painter's tape to create a straight line around the bottom. And then I used more painter's tape to continue covering the rest of the vase, all of the parts that I didn't want spray paint or overspray to get onto. Then I took my vase outside and made sure all of my tape was pushed down really well so that it would have a nice straight line when I went to remove it. And I used my spray paint to give it 2 really thin coats of gold paint. I let the paint sit for about 30 minutes before I removed all of the painter's tape to reveal the beautiful gold accented bottom. I thought these cute little chalkboard signs would make a nice addition to the bouquet of flowers. So you can write any kind of message on here. I just wrote "To Mom" on mine using a white paint pen. You do want to make sure you shake up your pen really well and kind of prime it, and that helps your marker write. Mine was a little bit old and dried up, so I did have a medium tip marker on hand and that worked a lot better. And next I added my inexpensive bouquet of flowers to the vase. I really love this project because you can personalize it with the flowers that your mom loves best. Once you do a little bit of arranging with your flowers, you can pop in your little message to the front and your gift is ready to give. This next project is a pallet style wood sign. However, we're going to use supplies from the Dollar Tree to create it, and all you have to have are a few simple tools and supplies such as some hot glue and your glue gun. I'll be using some rulers from the Dollar Tree. You'll also need a miter saw and miter box, or if you have a miter saw you could use that too. And also some white chalk paint and a foam paintbrush. To get started, we are going to work on the rulers. All you have to do is remove the plastic measurements so that all you're left with is the wood ruler base, and these come off really easily. They're just barely glued on there. And we're going to need 7 rulers total for this. As you can see here, you will need 5 rulers for the base of the sign, and then you'll need 2 for the sides, 1 on each end. Now we're only going to have to cut 2 of the rulers, those side pieces, because we're going to cover up the holes of the other rulers with those side pieces. Once you have your side pieces cut down to size, you can start assembling your sign. So I lined up my base pieces really well and then just used some hot glue on the backs of the side pieces and glued those down into place. And I made sure to cover up those end holes on the base rulers. And here is where you can really personalize your sign. You can paint it any color you'd like. You could even use some wood stain and give it more of a rustic look. I'm using some white chalk paint here, and I covered the entire thing with 2 coats of Waverly chalk paint. And here's a look at it after 1 coat of paint, and you could stop here if you wanted. I went ahead and went back and added a 2nd coat, so I had really good coverage. I still wanted mine to have a nice farmhouse style look, so I added some distressing and used some 60 grit sandpaper to rough up all the edges and the corners. I used my Silhouette Cameo and Aura Mask number 813 stencil material to create this design. If you do not have a vinyl cutter, you can go to my Etsy shop, which is crossinmyheart.com, and I will have that available there for you to purchase, and it will come completely ready to go. And the colors that I used on my wood sign are Elephant and Celery by Waverly, and those are chalk paint as well. And then I also have some foam paint brushes, 1 for each color. And then all you have to do is remove the paper backing from your stencil. Once you have your stencil lined up and in place, you use your squeegee to press your stencil down and push it into place so that it stays on your wood sign. And once you have the whole thing pushed down, you can remove the transfer tape that's on top that's clear. So you just peel that off back and away, and you're left with your stencil on top of your sign. And now to add the paint, I'm using the Elephant Gray on everything except for the heart in the middle, and I'm using my foam paintbrush to apply it. I'm making sure I have a very thin coat. This will cut down on the paint bleed, and so will this tapping motion that you do up and down, and that kind of presses your paint onto the stencil instead of swiping it, which could peel your stencil back up. And next I added my green paint to the heart that was in the center. Once the paint had dried, I went back and did a 2nd coat to make sure I had really good coverage before it was time to remove the stencil. Once your paint has completely dried, then you can remove your stencil. And anytime you have pallet style wood signs, you can have a little bit of paint bleed where your boards meet up. And I didn't have any that were too bad, but I did want to take the time to just take my white paint and go back and touch up a few spots with a small paintbrush. And our next project is a clip sign, which I love because you could add pictures, notes, artwork, so many different things to really personalize it. And all we need are a few supplies from the Dollar Tree. And I found this really cute, already put together frame from the Dollar Tree. You'll also need a decal, which I'll have available in my Etsy shop, which is crossingmyheart.com again, and it'll come ready to go for you. I have my white painter's pen again, some mini clothespins from the Dollar Tree. I have some greenery that I had on hand and a Dollar Tree flower for embellishment. To get started with this project, we are just going to sort of take apart our frame a little bit. We're going to take those extra photos out, add some of those mini clothespins. That'll make it easier to add more than just 2 items to the little clip sign. And then they also had some jute hanging out around the frame, so I took some scissors and sort of tucked those back in and away so it looked a little more finished. Next, we're going to add our decal. Like I said, I have this in my Etsy shop as well if you don't have a vinyl machine. If you do, I'm using Oracle number 651 white vinyl for this. Now, if you don't have a vinyl cutter and you don't want to use the decal, you could use a paint pen and create your own design on the sign that way. If you do use vinyl, I do want you to use caution here because it is a paper background. So I only rubbed where there was vinyl, and that cut down on the amount of the paper that peeled off with the transfer tape that's on top. You could add an extra step here and seal that paper by adding some clear spray or a polyacrylic to it and then adding your decal to the top, and then you won't have any of that peeling. And now I'm just going to add my flower and leaf embellishment with some hot glue. I cut some little sprays of leaves short and then popped the Dollar Tree flower on top and in the middle and held it in place until the glue dried. And then all you have to do is personalize it with your photos or artwork. Even a recipe would be really cute here. So whatever your mom loves or enjoys, you can personalize this with. I really do love that all of these projects can be personalized for that special person in your life, whether you change the colors or the flowers or the photos to really make that special person feel extra loved. Don't forget to check my Etsy shop, which is crossingmyheart.com, where you will find the stencil and the decal that I used in today's tutorials.
Thank you all so much again for joining me for today's tutorials. Let me know down in the comments below which one was your favorite.
I also hope you'll take a second and give this video a thumbs up for me. That helps out my channel so very much and allows me to continue bringing you these Dollar Tree DIYs. Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and stick around to join me for new DIYs, tutorials, and new inspiration every single Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I'll see you all next time. Thanks so much again. Bye, guys.